Ever wondered how to play blackjack? Well, you're in the right place. Today we're going to delve into the thrilling world of this popular casino game, providing a comprehensive guide that will take you from novice to knowledgeable player. Blackjack, also known as 21, is a game of skill and chance that has captivated gamblers for centuries. It's a game where players compete against the dealer, not each other, which adds a unique dynamic to the table. Throughout this video, we'll demystify the rules, explain the objective, and decode card values and dealing procedures. We'll also explore the different choices a player can make during the game, and of course we'll cover how to win, lose, or tie. Plus, we'll share some invaluable tips and strategies to elevate your game. By the end of this video, you'll know the basics of how to play blackjack and some strategies to improve your game. So, what's the goal in blackjack? It's pretty straightforward. The objective of this captivating game is to draw cards that total is close to 21, without exceeding that number. You see, the magic number here is 21. It's a fine line to walk, balancing risk with reward. Go over and you're out, stay too low, and you risk losing to the dealer. Now you might be wondering who you're competing against. Here's the twist. It's not the other players at the table, it's the dealer you're trying to outsmart. Your hand is in a head-to-head competition with the dealers. It doesn't matter what anyone else has, it's all about you and the dealer. So, whether you draw a 2 or a 10, remember, the goal is to outdo the dealer, not your fellow players, and not to exceed 21. That's the objective of the game, to beat the dealer without going over 21. Understanding card values is essential in blackjack. Let's dive into it. In this thrilling game, cards 2 through 10 retain their face value. The face cards, King, Queen, and Jack, are all worth 10 points. An ace is a bit of a wild card, valued at either 1 or 11, depending on what suits your hand best. Now let's talk about dealing. At the game's start, each player receives 2 cards, usually face down. The dealer also gets 2 cards, but with a slight twist. One card is face up, known as the up card. And the other is face down, known as the hole card. The mystery of the hole card adds a dash of suspense to the game. It's this face down card that could make or break your hand and keeps you on your toes. Now that you know the card values and how they are dealt, you're ready to start playing. So, the cards are dealt. What's next? You have some choices. Now let's delve into the heart of the game, the choices that define your strategy and shape your blackjack fate. Each choice, whether to hit, stand, double down, split, or surrender, carries its own risks and rewards, and knowing when to employ each one is key to your success. First up is the hit. To hit is to request another card from the dealer. You typically do this if your hand's total value is low, say, under 17. But remember, if your total exceeds 21, you'll bust and lose the round, so tread carefully. Next we have the stand. When you stand, you're saying, I'm happy with my hand. You'd usually stand when your hand's total is high, ideally close to 21. Standing means you're confident enough to face the dealer's hand with what you've got. Then there's the double down, a move as bold as it sounds. You're doubling your initial bet in exchange for one final card. This move is typically used when your hand totals 11 or less, and you're feeling lucky enough to bet on getting a 10 valued card. Splitting is next on our list. If you're dealt 2 cards of the same value, you can split them into 2 separate hands. You'll place another bet equal to your original and play each hand independently. This can double your chances of winning, but also your potential losses. Lastly, we have the surrender. This is your white flag, your admission of defeat. If you feel your hand stands little chance against the dealers, you can choose to surrender, forfeiting half your bet. This is a last resort, used only when the odds are heavily against you. These choices will determine your strategy and ultimately whether you win or lose. So take your time, think your moves through, and may the cards be ever in your favor. How do you know if you've won or lost? Let's break it down. In the game of blackjack, winning isn't just about getting a higher total than the dealer. It's also about not going bust. That is, not exceeding a total of 21. If your hand is closer to 21 than the dealer's without going over, you've won. However, if you exceed 21, you've lost no matter what the dealer's hand is. But what about a tie, you ask? Well, in blackjack, a tie is known as a push. A push occurs when both you and the dealer have the same total. In this case, you neither win nor lose, and your original bet is returned to you. Now let's talk about the best hand in the game, a blackjack. A blackjack is a hand that consists of an ace and a 10 value card, totaling 21. This hand beats all other hands, and it's the ultimate win. And that's how you tell if you've won, lost, or tied in a game of blackjack. Alright, you're ready to hit the blackjack table. But before you do, let's recap and go over some tips. We've covered the basics of blackjack. from the objective to card values and dealing. You've learned about player choices and the outcomes of the game. Now, it's time to put it all together. Here are some tips to keep in mind as you start. First, always set a budget. This isn't just about how much money you're willing to lose, but also about how much you're willing to win. Knowing when to quit is just as important as knowing how to play. Second, don't rely on luck alone. Blackjack is a game of strategy, and while luck plays a part, your decisions matter. Therefore, practice your strategy and understand the game before you start betting. Remember, the most important part of playing blackjack is to have fun, so get out there and enjoy the game.